The streak ending, part 1 below. Update, wife and I are getting separate houses. She has gotten very angry lately when she is the one causing all this crap. Is this normal, fellas? What do I look out for? This is some bull crap. I just want to tell her to F off but want to keep it civil for the future divorce and my son's sake. Guys, me and my wife are buying separate homes and are still married. Is it freaking over? I mean, slap me in the face and tell me it's over and I should file for divorce. Is there any hope? Does anyone come back once this step is put in place? Realistically, no one has filed, and the other night she said we can see if things get better, but am I fooling myself thinking that is the case? The thing is, I don't want to file right now until she gets settled because the damn judge may order spousal support or something. What is my next move? Am I a codependent bee that just does not know when to give up? Damn ridiculous. I think we all talk big and strong once we lose our wives. I did the 180, moved on, I am sleeping with chick. But the reason we are here is to truly win our wives back, win their hearts back regardless of their indiscretions or perceived indiscretions. I am still in that place where I would give anything to get her back, my livelihood, home, everything. The question is, having anyone ever done it and what strategy worked? How does your wife fall back for you and blur out everything else? True passion, love. Is this some bull crap that doesn't exist? She is 40, we have a son, years together, good times and bad, surely you can win them back. What is the path to victory to have them fall back in love with you, their husband of 15 years? I know she gave warning signs I didn't pick up. I know I messed up a lot of stuff, but I am truly more aware now than I ever was. Can women not see through their hurt and realize the man they loved is right in front of them and willing to die for their well-being? I am high as a kite tonight. Funny cigarettes, yes. I guess I took a step back tonight as far as becoming a better person, but I don't give a crap. It feels good to do something I haven't done in a decade. To all you newbies, people will tell you to clear your mind, gain mental strength and build physical strength and become a better person during this time. While I believe this is extremely important to do these things, I also think you need to seek to let your bad boy back out, the one that got trapped when you became a beta orbital after your marriage and succumbed to all your wife's constraints. I have found that strip clubs, naughty things, weed, have been beneficial. I met this cool couple at a bar and bought them a few shots, and in return they dropped some stash on me and came over to the house to smoke out, drink, just talk all night. It was blast, reminded me of college. Damn beneficial. How do I win in court or hopefully never go to courtroom? What game plan do I use to win or ensure I come out with least damage? I feel my wife may go for the jugular on this divorce. Any thoughts? Who are the best attorneys in North Texas for this type of work? Did any of you guys lose and lose big? Any winners? The sad thing is I would take her back in a minute. A month and a half into me and my wife's fake we had slept together one weekday night and she had the most horrific smell. Almost a rotting fish odor, overwhelming nastiness. Could that smell have created by her sleeping with someone else? It was horrific. Should I get tested for STD? I never brought it up and now she is gone again via D-Day number 2 several weeks ago. Fellas, I have not drank or smoked since Thursday. That is good for me. I feel damn good right now. My biggest issue is I cannot sleep worth a flip. Mind racing all the time. I do feel a ton better when off the booze and cigs. Every now and again I take meds and it helps sometimes for a few hours. I have been talking to a girl online for about 5 days. We went out on Saturday. It was the most fun I've had in years with a woman. But herein lies the problem. We started kissing and she said she hadn't been kissed like that in years. Went back to her house and I pulled the moves on her, did about everything except the full-blown act. I went home and on the way home she said call me, which I did. We talked for a while and then I had to catch a flight the next morning and am on the road and heading back tomorrow. After everything seemed great, it seems as if she is backing down, checking out, not texting back as frequently, etc. The fact is I really like her but feel I pushed it a little far that first date, you think? Anyway, I want her to stay engaged. What is my next move? Ignore her for a while. Is this normal for a woman to check out after we lusted after each other for one night? I'm going crazy, fellas and females. I guess I'm codependent. I like this woman. She has a son my son's age, so maybe she is just looking out what is best for them and I'm not. No telling really. Damn, this sucks. Any advice to get her re-engaged? Are these one-night flings normal? Crap, I wasn't prepared for this. Kind of hurts. Should I just rack this one up as a learning experience? Damn, it felt good to turn a woman on like that again. Felt like college, high school. I am moving on. The look of my wife disgusts me. She has lost about 20 pounds, is a skeleton. Physically she is still attractive, I guess, to someone, but every time I look at her, I want to vomit just because of the stupid look on her face. I guess that will go away eventually and we can work together for the sake of my son. Guilt to be the fact is there are many fish in the sea and I just found one, although it may be for a temporary period of time. But who knows, she may be a keeper. A quick update and need some input for moving forward. Basically, my wife left me once, did a fake recon, left again. We sold our home and we have 2 separate houses now and no divorce has been filed. We have 1 child. I suspected an office fling, and our marriage was in the dumps when it all happened. I have posted our issues. Upon my new living arrangements, I did the 180 almost as much as possible, mostly because I didn't want any contact with her to move forward. I went out on many online dates, some bad, some good. I met a smoking hot 20-year-old bombshell at a bar. She was a hostess there. Ended up handing out with her friends one night, lol, and she drove me home that night. I took her to a concert. We had a fling. I slept with her many times. But she is 20 for Christ's sake, so she basically contacts me for a booty call from time to time. Anyway, I felt I was moving forward. Yes, she is about as hot as they come. So that felt good. My wife had no knowledge of this encounter because I basically never contacted her. About 2 weeks ago, wife contacted me and asked if I want to go to get a cabin rental for 2 nights and go with our son, so I replied sure, I'll go. I contacted her that night and asked if she wanted to see me. She came over and we had slept together. So, we started talking again and hooked up 5 nights in a row. I slept at her place the last 7 nights. I asked her what the hell happened and she finally told me what I already knew. There was a guy, her employee at her work, 33-year-old, that came on strong at her and she fell into that office romance trap, checked out on me, and it went nowhere. He would touch her hand and stare her down. But she says there was no physical contract, kissing or anything. She said he ended up being a compulsive liar type, etc. So, I asked her, so I am your backup plan. If this guy was some great outstanding citizen, I would be on the sideline, something to that effect. I told her that this guy just wanted to sleep with you, that is how guys think. Anyway, she seems genuinely ready to chase me down and get me back, has been being really friendly, cooking, making amends. I am still waiting for another booty call from my 20-year-old friend. Really, I would do it again. On the other hand, I still like my wife and she has cried and said I'm sorry. She said if things weren't so bad between us this would not have happened. I think she may be telling me about 80% truth. How do I know if this guy banged her? Does it matter? I had my own pleasure. How do I know this won't happen again? Should I go back with her? Unlike me, she stayed pretty solid, never went out drinking, took care of her house, etc. I on the other hand was a wild man, drinking, chasing tail, you know the drill. I had my fun, now I need to decide if we get back together long term. I drank too much, drove too much, was irresponsible, did it my way, but I think it helped move on. Should I call this guy and get the whole truth as he will provide it, trust my wife, or call it quits? I called this one from the start. I was right with your help, of course. She put me through the worst hell in, my wife, and I will never forget. Your thoughts are much appreciated. Ask any questions. I want to know if she got rejected by this guy also and that's why she is coming back. Grass greener, not so. I know I sound like a shallow D-bag, but I have been through a lot this year. It took a piece of me, trying to get it back. I know I have a son and that should be priority number 1. Anyway, my wife didn't go trying to hook up with guys. She could easily do that. She got caught up with a younger male attention thing at work. It happens, I guess. I have resentment there, but I also really have let all that go since it was expected that occurred. She said the guy still works in her building but has been transferred out of her unit and is under another supervisor, and then don't talk anymore. He had a girlfriend during this time. Part of me says that he hit on her and then she probably chased him in the fog with butterflies, and either he ended up being a D-bag liar or he jumped ship and rejected her. She said he got transferred out of her unit because he called my wife's supervisor and requested it because him being in her unit was causing stress at home, I guess with his girlfriend being jealous of my wife. Who really knows? I don't think we have the whole story here and may never. But I would sure like to know. What's my next move, bros? The divorce may get nasty, she may pull phone records. Why should I offer that info up? What's the point? She checked out, I pursued other avenues, simple as that. I don't give a crap, I will call the other man, screw it. He's a state employee. If I knew his girlfriend's name, I would call her. I never met these people. Someone has to pay, just kidding. Nothing spectacular. I am keeping it even keel. No expectations. Single isn't so bad. Do what the hell you want. The 20-year-old is oh so delicious. I have a greater infatuation with her than my wife. I'm about 10 months in from initial discovery. Guys, if you are reading this, listen to these fellas. Don't make the same pathetic mistakes I made, groveling and whatnot. You hate yourself. I did it 6 months too late. This first 6 months I was a pathetic fool. She says she didn't sleep with him. Is she lying? How do you determine that? I assume she saw me moving on as I wasn't groveling to her anymore and rarely spoke with her. One night she was going to cook for me and I said no, I'm busy. Stuff like that mainly. I don't care where this goes, to be honest. I think she is putting on an act. Half a year later, I am regressing back. My wife and I are back together, but I feel in my gut she is going to check out any second or tell me she is leaving. I want to win my wife back for good, have her fall for me again, but what is it I do right now? Maybe I am not capable of doing it. I quit drinking. I am an emotional wreck thinking about what might be coming down the pipes. I am checking her messages, web pages. I can't believe I am back here in the position again. I am ruining myself over this. I know there are no easy fixes. We have been back together for about 6 months. I can't tell if I am just pessimistic, paranoid, having flashbacks, post-traumatic stress disorder from the previous couple of bombs. I am no longer on the meds, my wife and I are doing okay, I just obsess over the whole thing. Wife says she got caught up in an office friendship with a coworker that was pushing her button, and our relationship was garbage and she was already checked out and that just sealed our fate. I agree our relationship was crap. She said there was no contact with the dude, and he had a baby mama that he didn't tell my wife about. I tend to believe my wife. Things seem okay, but I want to make sure this crap doesn't happen again by having my wife drool over me. How do you achieve that after 16 years of marriage? I'm not sure my wife is in love with me, but she loves me. How do you prevent reoccurrences of this scenario? Quick update, we purchased a new home together. Review, my wife initially checked out on me for years, partly my fault, separated and had an EA, which she calls a friendship, with a coworker subordinate. I had a fling with a younger girl, yes, sleeping together, multiple times. Wife and I reconciled and got to the point where I had to tell the wife about it. Long story. My wife is distant at times, expected after 2019. She still works with the co-worker. It's eating me alive that she goes to that office, but she swears she has limited contact, and I know for a fact that the younger guy asked for transfer from her unit and no longer works under my wife. The fact is that they share the same office building, and I assume they have some limited verbal contact, which kills me to think about because I want the marriage to work. I stressed to my wife that this was a sore spot for me and I was not sure if I could live like this. Last night she brought up the point of my fling, cheating, and that it also hurts her dearly, and she was open and said, sometimes when I get really angry thinking about what you did, I want to cheat on you so you will know what it feels like. And then she says, but I am not going to do it. At least she was honest and told me her thought process. I told her that if this is the way she thinks, I am not sure that I could go on with the marriage, because I am all in for her, but it seems that she is not all into me. I have nothing concrete that says she is doing anything with this guy except maybe trying to look pretty for him at work as she dresses really nice and whatnot. I know a lot of this crap is mind games, so what can I do to make her urge for me, really obsess over me, be infatuated with me so she won't ever act on her urge to pay me back? Sometimes I just want to throw in the towel because I think I will be hurt again in the end, but I also want a solid marriage with her. Can you guys please help me? I am completely obsessed with this and it is killing me. She keeps everything in, but my fling seems to be a really sore point, as expected. Note, my fling occurred after we were separated and living in separate houses. Can I get a women's and men's perspective on this, how I should proceed? I need some advice or this thing will eat both of us alive, I believe. Here is an example. My wife says I am willing to work on things. That has not changed. Things are better, but there is still a lot of pain. I am not giving up though. Love you. This is BS. It sounds like a repeat of early 2019. We just bought a house together. Why are we still working on things and not giving up though? She said she is all in before. Now this. My guess is she talking to her boyfriend again. What can I do now? Just sit it out and wait for another shoe to drop. Holy crap, this is amazing. I know she is working with the guy again. I have changed a little. Don't overconsume booze. I think once I got back with her, I become more OCD paranoid, whereas when I was not with her, I could give a crap about anything. I still did a good job at work but had a more carefree attitude. I feel like when I come home from work, I just sit there worried about our marriage. It's stupid. I need to get out. She is pretty much a homebody. The fact is she is getting something at work that I don't provide, maybe. Social interaction, maybe. I am fairly quiet. When you see that person every day, there is not much to discuss. I feel pretty damn good today, whereas I was in the dumps yesterday. I feel like I have a third chance here and not even sure I want to take it because here checkdowns are becoming more than I can take. I have very few friends in the area, so it's hard for me to say, hey babe, I am going to go ride bikes, play hoops and whatnot, so when I am home and she is, we are together. I still feel like plan B backup guy. Although things are going okay, I still feel my wife is not totally into me as expected. How did any of you guys accept that you were plan B? Did you ever accept? Which of you guys just said F it even after she came back? I know I sound like a broken record. I know my wife was caught up in the dopamine response around that guy. It doesn't excuse it. I feel like she has the upper hand because I banged a chick. I don't believe she cheated, but she did leave in hopes this man was her obsession novel, true love. It's silly, but it happens. WTF to do now? I am seeing and I see next week. I feel like I am just muddling along waiting for the next shoe to drop. I have no cause for concern right now, but I guess I have PTSD from 2019. As you know, came clean about my encounter with younger woman some time ago. Wife is still on the fence and says there may be too much damage done, but also says I'm trying to get over and I love you. How in the world do I get her to jump in 100% and forgive me for my encounter? In a nutshell, I neglected her. She left once having an EA with another work colleague. We sold our home. We each purchased a new home. She said she wanted a divorce. We were separated for most of 2019. I went out one night and hooked up with a girl. Wife wants to work on things. I tell her about the girl. We sell both houses. Buy new house together. Things are a little tense, but okay. But then wife says too much damage. I'm hurt beyond what you can imagine on what you've done sleeping with someone. She still says she loves me and is trying, and maybe time will make things better. but she is definitely on the fence. Any thoughts or suggestions to help me out? I want to do my best to say and do the right thing so she will forgive me. I now take full blame for my marriage failure. I am very messed up in the head. The truth will set you free and you laid it out there. Sorry for the late reply. It will ultimately be my wife's decision whether she leaves me or stays. What do you and the fellas suggest I do to try and weather the storm? What actions should I take? I sent flowers to her work today and she was ecstatic, I think. She still works with the other man that she had an office with him, and my actions during separation probably justify her getting emotionally involved with him again. I am between a rock and a hard place. I do want to win her back, but don't want to go all in and lose her again and feel like crap again. I want to protect myself and win her back. Look, to be honest, I am generally negative, pessimistic, have low self-confidence. Nice guy, I guess. I need to change that, and I believe I can re-attract her back for good, but where do I start? I have all the pieces in place that say I should have high self-confidence, self-worth, six-figure-year job, nice car, wife, kid, great house, decent parents, but something is missing. It's within me, maybe hit during childhood, and I can't crack it. I self-loathe, I am and think shallow, I am weak-minded. Sometimes I just hate myself and obsess, and I can't stop it. This will end my marriage before anything. Please help. How do I genuinely become a good guy again? Someone people look up and demands respect. I don't feel I have that, fellas. Maybe you folks have had the same feeling and gotten better. I feel like I am just skating through life with no purpose. Well, I pressed her the last few days and she said today that she wants the divorce and can't get over the fact that I cheated after she left me during our separation. I accept that. What do I do now to protect my self-interest, folks? I am finally getting my divorce on. First, I am listing our house and trying to sell really quick, which I think it will happen. I spoke with an attorney yesterday. I reside in Texas. Basically, I plan to give her principal custody of my son because logistically makes sense since my commute is hell and I don't want to fight for that because she will win and then the whole thing will get contentious. I will stay nearby and get to see my son as much as I can. That's life. He is almost 11. I had a fling after she had an emotional affair, at least, at work. I just want a simple divorce, 50-50. How do I ensure that happens? Do you know of a particular attorney that is reliable? I don't want to get hosed. At the moment she wants to not fight about the divorce, but we all know how that goes. She has no real proof she can bring to court I was with the girl other than I told her about it. I have nothing or her a possible PA, which she denies. If I do a no contest, will she turn around and protest on grounds of adultery? If so, does the judge even care? She denies any physical cheating on her part. I accept that she can't forgive me and I don't really care at this point as her mere presence disgusts me now. I want to file for divorce yesterday, but I am trying to get her to get a rental house, sell the house and then file. Are there any positives to this? My fear is she is going to say she wants the house and I will end up with the note if she goes contested. Or should I just file next week and say freak it? So, in short, should I massage the wife, get her own place, sell the house and then file? I must clearly state again, I don't want to be with my wife anymore. The emotional pain she has caused me killed any and all attraction I ever had for her. I view her as a lying, self-absorbed, unaffectionate, attention-seeking twit. I just want a quick and fair divorce. She is dead to me. Her mere presence makes me sick to my stomach. I can't let her go. How in the hell do break free? The writing is all there. A divorce must occur. She wants it, has said so, but won't pull the trigger. She can't forgive me. I am holding on to the fact that I still love her, but she won't change her mind. How in the hell do you break free? I have a fear that I won't find anyone else and be lonely. This so sucks. How the hell do I get out of this pre-divorce funk? Wife is gone emotionally again. I'm depressed. Suicide even crosses my mind every now and again. I am not gonna do it, but it does cross my mind. I guess I still love her, but she gone. What to do? I'm in the road for work and depressed again. Quick update. Wife wants to get a rental house soon. She found one really close for $12,000. She says she wants to separate for a year and see if things get better. What should be my game plan when, if she does? Seems may I have an upper hand if she moves out. She even said she didn't expect me to pay her child support since the house payment I will carry is $2,000 versus her $12,000. I will still pay, although nice gesture on her part. I swear, did I really sacrifice the marriage by sleeping with the younger girl? I am really feeling the blame and shame for that. Is this all my fault? Am I a horrible person? I know what I have to do. Next week is the week. Wednesday to be exact. Here is my dilemma. I have 3 attorneys in mind. A female with a lower retainer with some bad reviews, attorney who seems solid on reviews but has a few negatives, or this other rock star with no bad reviews, $5,000 retainer who may be more expensive. My wife is already arguing should we divorce about a court order. If I allow her primary, then child cannot be moved outside an adjoining county. She doesn't want that in the court order, divorce decree, so she can jump up and move back home with my son. I say hell no to that, so this is going contested, so might as well get a good attorney. Which one would you get, or does it matter? I reside in Texas. There is no way I am not going to get that in the divorce decree. She will not be able to relocate at will. Open new checking and savings account today. Keep on trucking to the finish line. Few months later, I finally retain her an attorney and filed. 60-day wait period underway. Shooting for uncontested divorce and wife is obliging at the moment. 80 pointers on how not to piss her off and ride this pony to the finish line. Feels pretty good to have done something finally after over 2 years. Wow. Wishing you guys and gals the best in your situations. I just want this damn thing over ASAP. I stood in there for 2 years and lost. We all made mistakes along the way, but I honestly have no regrets. That is the way I needed to feel. I feel okay with that. Like the quote in Indiana Jones' The Last Crusade at the beginning, you lost today, kid, but that doesn't mean you have to like it. I'll still get down at times, but I am damn fine with that. It means I'm human. To all you guys going through this, don't look at your wife with rose-colored glasses when she bolts. Examine her for what she is. Remember the things that you two have very little compatibility on. Just an example, my wife had very little desire to travel overseas, try different foods, develop a little culture, something I was always interested in and many others are as well. This is what got me along mentally in this process of looking at her with crystal clear glasses. I think we hold on to our wives out of fear of the unknown, not true logic. I mean, life and society in general is tough and unforgiving, and our wives provide us a sense of escape from that. We fear losing them even though the relationship has become toxic to one or both parties. Few months later, it's all over today, final. If I would have strictly followed people's advice, I probably could have saved the marriage, but it's over. I will not jump into women right away, but eventually need to get back in the game, and I'm worried I will struggle. I am 40 and people say I look 27. I am not very good talking with females, but need to get back in the game down the road. I work out a lot trying to get some size on me. How in the world do you attract the females? I make good money, nice car, but have difficulty approaching women and getting female attention. I look around me at my competition and think, damn, I should be a catch, someone desirable to women but zero attention. But then again, I am not really initiating anything. It's early for me. I hung on to hope about my wife coming around for 2 years and finally filed last week. Been through my own personal created hell over this internally when I should have just said F it from the beginning. If she does want me, her loss. I'm sure you guys went through similar emotions. Keep the advice coming. I'm feeling better every day, but do at times think I'm socially inept and won't be able to get a girl. I do need to get over my approach anxiety of hot women and just do it. I will most certainly not try to be someone else. I think I was doing that for a while, trying to win my STB ex-wife. That's the worst feeling in the world. I need to also make some new friends, some single guys, wingmen to go out with on weekends chasing women, just having fun. I feel like I'm letting the prime of my life, when I'm still relatively young, making good money and free, slip away. My comment, you probably don't even realize it, but you are probably giving off the vibe. I can't explain the vibe, but if you are lacking confidence, aren't sure of where you are going or how you are going to get there, and just generally are not engaged in the world, you will give off the vibe. The vibe will repel others like to polar ends of a magnet. Once your mind settles and start to feel good about yourself, your place in the world, and what you have to offer, you will give off a positive vibe that will attract like-minded people into your life. Focus on yourself and then sit back and enjoy the ride. Do you guys agree?